Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 24th June 2017. The first article, Mansoor the Farmer Story. It is related to recent farmers' agitation and movement in Madhya Pradesh. If you can recollect, it is not just in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Punjab, Tamil Nadu. Everywhere there are farmers' movements. What are the reasons? The farmers in India are suffering from the double stroke. What does that mean? Whenever there is surplus, they are suffering from lack of supportive prices. Whenever there is drought, they are suffering due to low production. So, in this context, their income security is a big challenge for India. So, the minimum support price, procurement price, these systems, they are available only for certain crops, and most of the crops grown by Indian farmers, they do not come under this security framework. And also, Pradhana Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is able to cover 50% of the farmers to an extent. It is still in its nascent stages. It means agri insurance is not fully developed. And agricultural produce marketing committees reforms are not underway. So, in these circumstances, it is natural that income security of the farmers will be under threat. Here, let us see how our mainstream media has reacted for this. So, if you can remember, media did not cover this as expected. So, social media, it's oblivious to thing, and electronic media is of not much interest to it. And then print media to an extent tried to cover the same. So, why media is not interested in the farmers' issue? So, we can simply put it this way. Indian media has become more urban-centric and also elitist. And corporate interests are more dominating the media industry. Sensationalism is dominating rather than the real concerns of the people. Now, coming to government, government tried to construct it as an anti-state movement, and an indifferent, insensitive attitude is clearly visible. The Prime Minister Modi not making any statement either related to Tamil Nadu or Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra farmers' agitations, it is a kind of expression of insensitivity. So, one way, what might be the reason? It is the failure to understand sociology related to agriculture. In India, agriculture is not an occupation, it is a way of life. Agriculture is not just a livelihood, this is the life we live in rural India. All the activities in rural India are invariably connected to agriculture. Festivals, whatever we take, social living, they are connected to agriculture. So, agriculture is a way of rural life. But if it is seen from rational economic analysis, then we try to construct it as a profit loss sheet. So, in this context, if you see it from fiscal perspective, any of the benefits like subsidies or any other waivers which are given to farmers are more constructed as a loss to exchequer. Now, the next is a sustainable solution need to be found. Before this, we need to stop the suicides of the farmers and also land alienation from the farmer. So, in this, the article he talks about the agricultural policy is very much distinct or distant from the aspirations of the farmers. So, including the civil society, agricultural activists and scientists in the policy formulation can be effective. For example, if you take Swaminathan Committee, it has clearly stated that minimum support price shall be fixed at the cost of production plus 50% of the price. But no government tried to implement the same. And second is, recently the Communist Party Marxist, Mr. CPM head Mr. Yechuri has clearly stated that MSP shall be announced for all the crops cultivated by farmers and a legal status has to be given for this. So these are the few recommendations which are being given. So this article need to be understood in this context. Limits of exclusivism. It is about Sri Lankan politics. Now, if you take, there was a civil war in Sri Lanka, and minority Tamils, these are there in northern and eastern provinces. So, how the reapproachment is happening between minorities and majority in Sri Lanka is a question. So, There is a minoritarianism or majoritarianism. Both of them are not good. So, a kind of minoritarianism is growing up in Sri Lanka, which is also on the line of LTTE. Excessive nationalism, providing for the blame game for the people who are liberals who wants approachment with the state. This kind of attitude is again growing through to consolidate the vote banks. On one way, if you see, reconstruction efforts, reconciliation efforts are going on. And on the other way, the political parties are raising on this Tamil nationalism again. And the Chief Minister Vigneshwaran is also is towing to the same line. That is what is the major concern. So, if solution has to be found for Sri Lankan issue, we need to do two things over here. You have Sinhala groups, and there are many progressive people among the Sinhalese. There has to be a reapproachment. And there are Muslims who are also minorities out there. So there has to be consolidation of all the minorities to have their share or with regard to the power concerned. If the power sharing has to happen, there has to be a reconciliation between the groups, and more divides are being increased with excessive sense of nationalism. It's going to do harm to the community rather than the benefit. Engaging Pyongyang, that is North Korea. You know that recently an American student, Mr. Otto, who has been kept in captivity by North Korea, passed away in Koba once he's been released. So if you carefully observe, he was arrested for hijacking a small propaganda poster. So that shows the clear paranoid behavior of Kim dynasty out there. So what might be the reason for this? So North Korea regime believes that the West is not interested in its continuance and it is planning to overthrow it. A paranoia exists over there. Repeated sanctions, warnings, these indeed did not benefit the community, did not benefit the world. It has hardened the stand of North Korea. And USA wanted China to play a role to rein in North Korea, but it did not happen. The reason is the Chinese leverage also appears to be less. So in this context, the way forward is only with talks. Whenever the warning has come from US, North Korea has reacted to it with a missile or a nuclear test. So dialogue need to be initiated. Mr. Moon, the new president of South Korea, is also interested to engage with North Korea. So an environment has to be created for dialogue. That is what is most important. A foregone conclusion. It is about presidential election. A president of India is beyond the politics or political parties. He has to represent the entire nation, uphold the constitutional values in his office. So in this context, by fielding Ramnath, that is, BJP has made a first move. NDA has made a first move. So this man has got the support from all the parties of NDA and also the parties which are not part of NDA, either it is TRS, YSR, Congress, Biju Janata Dal and Janata Dal United. So announcing Mr. Ramnath, it has provided Mr. Ramnath Kovind has provided for a breakup in the opposition lines. It means the very tactic is to not allow opposition to be united to fight the government, and it has appears to be worked. And also by declaring the candidate first, NDA has made a move and it has set the agenda of the election. So with the existing support and also majority possessed by NDA in parliament, Mr. Ramnath Kovind is going to win the elections. But however, the divides need to be bridged. That's what is the point. So Ms. Meera Kumar, our attempt to fill Meera Kumar is to bring in unity among the opposition ranks. To what extent they can remain united is a major question. Now, let's go to the next page. So the first article is Government Claim on Aadhaar Card Coverage Puffery. Now, government stated that more than 95% of the people have the Aadhaar cards. Now, later it has stated 98%. When you carefully observe in some of the states, the people possessing Aadhaar cards are 110%. Then where did this 10% has come from? It means it is failing to exclude the dead people is one thing. And the second important claim over here is almost 26,000 plus crores of rupees are being saved because of implementation of Aadhaar under Pahal scheme. So to what extent it is true? The CAG has conducted an audit on the savings achieved. What it stated is 92% of the savings under PAHAL they are related to drop in LPG gas prices and 8% are related to other measures. Among these other measures involves the UID. It means the Aadhaar is going to reduce leakages in service delivery is also a question of debate. That is what is the point we need to note over here. And president post is above politics. You know that president is head of the state. He is expected to be above the day-to-day politics. And then let's go to the next page. Saudi sends Qatar steep demands. You know that there is a blockade imposed on Qatar by the Arab nations. So in this context, various demands are being put forward before Qatar. One is closure of Al Jazeera. Second is closure of the Turkey's airbase in Qatar and severing all ties with Iran. These are the various things that are being put forward before Qatar. And Qatar has clearly stated that without removing the economic and diplomatic sanctions, no talks can be moving forward. That is what is Qatar's stand is. Next is the same. So I have given you at the end a notes and these notes will be available to you at laix.in/civilsprep. And we are going to rejig our website very soon. I think you can find a better organized website and we can work towards it. It is laix.in/civilsprep. Here you can get all the notes of law excellence. So thank you very much and all the best.